Ever wondered why classic movie monsters are so compelling? They're often reflections of our deepest fears and anxieties, including mental disorders. It's a fascinating aspect of cinematic storytelling where these monstrous beings often bear the weight of various psychological conditions. It's not merely about making them terrifying, but also about giving them depth and complexity. Take a moment to consider these creatures, these embodiments of terror, are more than just nightmare fuel. They represent a darker side of the human psyche, making them relatable in their own twisted way. This touch of realism adds a layer of intrigue to their narrative, making them more than just one-dimensional scare machines. By exploring their mental states, we can better understand their motivations and actions, making their horror even more potent. As we journey through cinematic history, we'll discover that these monsters are much more than just scary faces. Let's travel back to the silent film era, where our exploration begins with the creation of the first movie, Monsters. The chilling figure of Nosferatu, the vampire, emerges from the shadows. Embodied in him, we see a stark depiction of depression, his isolation and despair mirroring the struggles of many in reality. Then there's Frankenstein's monster, a creature born of science and hubris. His story paints a poignant picture of identity disorder. Confused and rejected, he is a tragic figure grappling with his own existence. These are not just monsters. They are complex characters, their inner turmoil mirroring our own human struggles. The way these disorders are portrayed is significant. It adds depth to the characters, making them more relatable and, in a strange way, more human. These early monsters set the stage for the complex creatures that followed, each with their own mental struggles. As cinema evolved, so did our monsters, becoming more complex and psychologically intriguing. The Wolfman, for instance, is a classic portrayal of split personality disorder. His transformation from man to beast exemplifies the internal struggle that many with this disorder face daily. Then there's Dracula, a timeless symbol of addiction. His insatiable thirst for blood mirrors the compulsive behavior seen in addicts. Lastly, let's not forget the Mummy, a character haunted by his past. His relentless pursuit of his lost love and his inability to move forward is a powerful depiction of post-traumatic stress disorder. These cinematic monsters are not just figures of horror, but personifications of real psychological issues. Their stories offer a unique perspective on these disorders, showing us not just the terrifying aspects, but also the human side. These monsters, once symbols of fear, began to invoke empathy and understanding, showing us the complexity of the human mind. The legacy of these classic movie monsters is more than just a good scare. They offer a unique lens to view and understand mental disorders. Over time, these characters have etched themselves into the annals of cinematic history, not just as harbingers of fear, but also as embodiments of various psychological conditions. From the split personality of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to the manic obsession of Dracula, these monsters have served to destigmatize mental disorders, creating a dialogue about mental health that continues to this day. These classic monsters have also influenced the portrayal of mental disorders in contemporary cinema, challenging the stereotypical depictions and increasing empathy and understanding. So these monsters, in their own way, have not only entertained, but also educated. They've encouraged us to delve deeper, to look beyond the surface and to question our own preconceptions about mental health. So next time you watch a classic horror film, look beyond the scare. You might just find a deeper understanding of the human mind.